What's good, everybody? It's your boy Tony the Savant back again. Hope everybody's having a good to great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you pull up to the video. Shout out to the T-shirt gang, Legacy Over Money, Legacy Over Money Sports Network. Shout out to the gang. Got some T-shirts coming, so y'all please keep your eyes and ears out for that. All right, man. I want to talk about this dude, Stephen A. Smith. You know, we always got to spin the block and discuss Stephen A. Smith at some point. Sorry about the noise. Watching this Michigan and Washington game, but anyway, we always got to spin the block because Stephen A. Smith just keeps himself in the headlines for the craziest reasons. Um, and I know there's been some talk about his contract negotiations with ESPN. I'm gonna drop another video getting into that bag, but just kind of touch on that subject. Stephen A. Smith should not be in negotiations with ESPN over his money. All right, Stephen A. Smith has the resume and the body of work to be able to walk into ESPN and demand whatever he sees fit. That's what he should be able to do. But it's because it takes like this, his Kobe Bryant take. If you wasn't aware, Stephen A. Smith recently uh, criticized, if you want to use that word, AI for Allen Iverson ranking Michael Jordan number one, Kobe number two, and then literally quoting AI, he says that number three is everybody else. And Stephen A., working for ESPN, got to follow up with the ESPN agenda of making everybody think LeBron James is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Uh, Stephen A. Smith comes out, like I said, criticizes the fact that AI placed Kobe Bryant so high. Now, amongst the NBA, the YouTube streets and the basketball communities on social medias, yeah, man, yeah. There is a consensus of not just Kobe Bryant fans, but basketball fans in general that feel like Kobe Bryant has been highly underrated and highly slandered in the name of LeBron James and in order to prop up LeBron James. And unfortunately for Stephen A. Smith, he's getting a reality check because for so long he's been able to be coddled at ESPN and stay within their echo chamber of talking points and narratives. And I I remember a day where Stephen A. Smith actually did criticize LeBron James, but it feels like that was so long ago now that Stephen A. Smith has been caught up in the echo chamber, and he literally has convinced himself that LeBron is the second greatest player of all time. Although we all know that's a farce. Us in like I say, the basketball streets, the YouTube communities, we all know that is a farce. LeBron James is not anywhere near the second greatest player of all time. Uh, but it all came to a head because he's been getting some criticism online. I've been seeing a lot of people make videos, getting at him. It all came to a head when Stephen A. Smith brought Shaq onto the show. I believe it was this morning or yesterday morning. Brings Shaq onto the ESPN morning show. And you could just tell he was trying to lead Shaq into defending him, if you will. Excuse me. With just how he was explaining things, with how he was trying to, he doubled down, but also was trying to backtrack at the same time. This man, Stephen A. Smith, is a politician, man. He's mastered the ability. I think my last Stephen A. Smith video, I mentioned this. He's mastered the ability to talk out of both sides of his mouth. Stephen A. Smith can give you a compliment and then criticize you all in the same breath. You know what I mean? He's mastered that. But shout out to Shaq, man. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. I always had my criticisms of Shaq for reasons and other reasons and all that kind of stuff. But shout out to Shaq, because Stephen A. Smith was literally trying to lead Shaq into defending him, in his Kobe Bryant slander, and Shaq shut it down. Shaq let him know, like, nah, man. The people are upset because there are a consensus of basketball fans that have Kobe Bryant as the GOAT. And Kobe Bryant earned his right to be in this GOAT, you know what I mean? This crazy GOAT conversation that ESPN and Nike and, all of the barbershops across the world have found a way to keep relevant and keep up, keep the conversation up. Over the years, they just kind of muscle Kobe out of the GOAT conversation. When, like I said earlier, Kobe should be right there with the rest. Anybody else that you feel or you deem is the greatest player of all time, Kobe has a resume. He has the approach, the game, the moments, the numbers, all of that to, sit at the table with the quote-unquote best to ever do it. Me personally, I'm pretty sure you've been rocking with me for any amount of time on this channel. I got Kobe as number 3. And I'll do my top, 10 list again at some point. May have to shake some things up, move some people around. But yeah, Kobe's my number 3. Greatest player of all time. But in the same breath, I think that Stephen A. Smith is finally getting a dose of reality. It's beautiful to see these lamestream dudes get a taste of the medicine that us true basketball fans have been dealing with for years. Like I say, Stephen A. Smith was having a bit of some trouble. He really grasped the fact that, yeah, man, there's a great majority of basketball fans out here that do not believe that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. But there's, I would argue, an even greater majority of people that would argue that Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James. You know what I mean? And Allen Iverson is one of them. I'm 2 of them. And we can go down a list of all the others that have said the same thing. Shout out to Rashad McCants as well. You know what I mean? Shout out to him defending Kobe Bryant. He's the one that really got Stephen A. all in his feelings. And forced Stephen A. to kind of respond, if you will. Rashad McCants went on to Gil's Arena, addressed Stephen A. Smith's comments. I guess that's when I didn't hear what Rashad McCants had to say. I've seen the clip between Stephen A. Smith and Shaq. And like I say, shout out to Shaq too, man, because he literally shut that false narrative down. He say, put my guy in the conversation. Then Stephen A. Smith did some nasty work. He tried to do, man, I'm going to get the clip. I'm going to post it as a short, you know what I mean? And I'll make sure, hopefully y'all get to see that as well. Because I should have got the clip of when Shaq was shutting this fool down. And this dude will continuously keep trying to explain why LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time. And there's no way you can do that. If all the arguments you can make for LeBron James, you can make better arguments for Kobe. And this is what we've been trying to tell the bronze sexuals and the lamestream media for years now. 21 years. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. If y'all haven't heard about this Stephen A. situation, I implore you to look into it. Stephen A. Smith is acting a fool again. We always got to from time to time, we got to spin the block and talk about this fool, Stephen A. Smith, man. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Thank y'all for the love and the support. My slogan, excuse me, y'all the bosses. I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work and watch this Michigan and Washington game real quick. Peace.